Take one. That's
The last time we did a film was in 2006, and it was really on just Chris and I's shoulders to get most of this done. But this time was a completely different experience. We really had a team of creative people that we could collaborate with and just let them run and take the reins on everything from wardrobe to props to the casting to cinematography to the actors. And the only way something like this can get done is if you have a good crew, people who understand what the process is and understand what has to happen 2 or 3 steps ahead of where we're going to be able to pull something like this off in a short amount of time in those kind of conditions.
From the creation to the writing to all the logistics to the directing to everybody that helped out to the casting sessions and getting the right actors in place who were also really into the script and really took it seriously and had a lot of fun with it.
We're lucky enough to have 12 different people here at Gray Sky that have all sorts of roles. But when it came to this production, it was sort of all hands on deck. People were doing roles that they normally do. People were doing roles outside of the scope of what they normally do here.
As a team here, as a unit, we all really pulled together really well. I think we utilized our resources extremely well and adapted in all the different situations to be able to get everything done and really leaned on each other's strengths and to get this done.
It all comes down to pre-production and pre-planning and working out before you even get on set what this is going to look like and how you're going to go get it.
For me, taking all the pieces of the story, pieces of the puzzle that we came up with in creative, and then creating depth to the characters, creating dialogue, and weaving the scenes together so that it would make sense and come out to be this kind of crazy, fun night for Guy.
Our style really is a gut thing. We go in with the shot list. We definitely know the shots we want, but it is a gut feeling. We know, once you see it, you know that's exactly what you're going for.
A lot of it takes place at night. The film starts out, it's actually during the day, then it goes to dusk, and then it's pretty much all at night. So we had to make sure that obviously, we were lighting everything correctly. We had the correct power to be able to light everything correctly. And just being outside in the elements was something we had to consider. It turned out to be like the 3 coldest days in November of the entire month.
Shooting outside's not easy. This whole thing takes place 100% outside.
So we got the time-lapse set, GoPro app connected to the phone. Looking at it, say waving to the camera, okay, everything's set, focus, ready. Go to push record, and the cold kills the battery on the phone. It just, dead.
So one of the challenges we had to do is, A, to have this guy come running through and keep him warm, but you want to keep doing a couple takes, so by the time you try to warm him up, you already want to go again.
I'm about to have the most important experience of my life with all of the young trees out in the farm.
He was a trooper. He had no problem getting in there and just running through.
So we were doing a lot of rehearsals and blocking right there on set. So to be able to do that, shoot everything in the time frame that we had, and move on to the next scene was very challenging. That meant that behind the scenes, that the cast and the crew members for the next scene were all set and ready to go. Everyone was in makeup, everyone was in costume, all the set design was ready, and all the props are ready to go.
Yeah, so we're trying to figure out the exact way to end this movie. We knew we wanted to have the one shot of Kevin saying, yes, yeah, the farm's on fire, and have the flicker, and he walks off. But a more creative way that we wanted to actually show him walking off was we brought in a drone. We basically brought everybody from the cast and crew, whoever was standing around, had them all be extras to be running out of the woods when the drone started going up. It's just a great way to end the movie and have the credits to start rolling when the shot's kind of going up. It's just I thought it was a good creative way to kind of end the whole thing. In a movie like this, it's tough because the scene that you're shooting right then and there is always your favorite. I'm like, oh, that's amazing. That's my favorite scene in the movie. Then we go on to the next one. You see the next characters walk up in wardrobe. They say their first line, and you go, this is my favorite.
It was really cool seeing, the characters come to life. I mean, you write these things and they're in your head, and then to see them walking around in front of you, people that have, talented actors that have fully committed and become these characters that you created. It's one of the coolest things I've ever experienced.
We had naked guys on set, we had a group of carolers, we had guys playing these mob guys. Every time that character was in front of me, that was my favorite scene. And I to this moment, I still don't have an absolute favorite scene. Our lead character, Guy, was played by Kevin Coyle. We've been working with Kevin for years now. We met Kevin on our very first short film that we did called What's Your Problem? And as this one started to take shape, it was almost like, you know who would be perfect for this main character is Kevin.
You know, just like a regular guy trying to figure it out, just kind of get through the day, not really be bothered. Maybe a bit of a slacker, but I think he's a good guy at heart.
She's the motivation for him to basically ward off everyone else, and he wants to make sure he saves it so he can charm her and hopefully win her in the end.
And when the whole Jingle family came on set and they just stood there, they didn't even need to say a word. That was immediately what we were thinking when we were writing that this family would look like. The creepy girl was played by this little girl named Madison. She was great, and once we put the costume on her with the spider and between wardrobe and makeup and actually transforming her into that, it was. I thought she did an amazing job.
Well, being creepy is basically you just get into the character, and then you're just like, then you make like a creepy face on your face, and then you speak in like a low voice.
The vasectomy dad came about from hearing a discussion about the vasectomy process, and I was so freaked out by it that and creeped out by it that I said I have to turn this into something.
So after the 3 coldest days of my life outside, shooting and working with everybody on set, the next stage is editing, and editing is really 2/3 of the film. You have all the pieces that you need, but you have to put them together. Step 1 is to go through everything that you shot. So we have 3 days of footage to go through in 2 different cameras and, separate audio track. And then going through a couple more times, like I think I went through like 4 or 5 times and just tweaked here and there, adding a little more space here, or, swapping takes out. When you watch something back and you say, well, I think there's probably something funnier.
In post-production, I'm also doing the color grading on the film. It starts off really with color correcting. I gotta make sure I take all the footage that we're using and then color correct it, make sure that everything is right. Then I move on to color grading, and that's what actually gives a film its look. It makes the colors pop more, and especially that we shot in C300, it was, a digital video format. We wanna make it a little bit more cinematic looking.
All these little teeny tiny pieces kind of came together, and that's how we finished editing the film.
Making this film was truly a collaborative process, and it definitely would not have been possible without some of the relationships that we've built, some of the people that we've met throughout the years, whether it's clients in our network or friends.
Fortunately, I gotta say, we work with some amazing people who believe in what we do here at Gray Sky Films and believed in the vision of this film.
You can't pull this off unless you have the best working in each department, and everybody understanding the vision, understanding the end game, understanding what it was we were trying to pull off. We're really fortunate to have an amazing group of people working here, and we're really excited about the final product.
We can really tackle anything. It comes back to the team here and who we are, what we do, why we started this company in the first place, and the fact that just filmmaking is our passion, and making great stories and being able to tell those stories, that's what we do.